Welcome to Chaotic Crochet Chatter from Stitchcraft Gifts. My name's Jenny and I crochet for a living. I live in North Yorkshire in the UK with my husband Kelvin, son Ned and our cat Neris. In this podcast I share current projects with you, talk about what's going on in my life and generally witter on about nonsense. I hope you enjoy watching. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel and tell all your friends. Thank you and take care. Hello, how are you? I've completely lost the thread of what I was going to say already and I've only just started. It is, at time of recording, Wednesday the 18th of October. It is just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm chilling out. Time pressure is much lower than usual today because Ned's at an after school club. So I don't have to worry about him until 4:30. In fact, no, he's not. He's not at an after school club. I've got that wrong. That's Friday. His granny's picking him up from school today. Oh, my head's all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I've actually been working pretty much all day today, so my brain's a bit fried. I say all day. It's only just gone 2 o'clock. But normally the mornings are a bit more chill, and yeah, not today. I've actually been doing stuff. Yeah, it's October. It's getting closer and closer to Halloween. We are in the beginning of my favourite time of year. On that note, I've just launched a giveaway this morning. You won't see this until Friday, but the giveaway will still be running until Sunday. So if you've not seen that yet, go and check out my Instagram profile. There's a pinned post on there with all the details. What else was I going to say? This is going really well, isn't it? Really well. I'd made notes and everything, much more organised than last time, but I'm still losing the thread. I'm wearing a jumper! It's cold enough that I've got to wear a jumper. It's not a handmade one. I haven't got my handmade one out yet. I probably should have done, shouldn't I? Wear that next time. This is from Jo Brown's. Shall I stand up and give you a proper look? Let's see if I can do it without a really unfortunate angle. There we go. It's a really lovely colour. I love the detail. I love the detail around the neckline and on the cuffs. I think it's really, really lovely. And it's so soft. Really soft and comfortable. Oh, and now my chair's stuck. Oh well, I'll just have to sit back here. Okay, what else was I going to say? All kinds of things, really. Let's just crack on. I'll carry on with a rundown of what I've been up to, shall I? And if what I was going to say comes back to me, I'll let you know. Oh dear. Well, that's what I was going to say. You'll have noticed already, I'm sure, because you're observant, that I'm wearing my glasses for a change. I thought I'd give it a try, see if I can see my notes and stuff, so I'm not having to go like this with them. Might be able to see them from kind of here, we'll see. I might give up halfway through. We will see what happens. So, biggest news last weekend was my craft market that I hosted, all by my little own self. Not completely by myself. My lovely friend Lindsay did some signs for the front and some balloons, which went down really, really well. So grateful to her for doing that. And Kelvin and Ned came to help me set up and then to clear away at the end. But yeah, for the rest of the day I was in charge all by myself. It went really, really well. Really well. The footfall was pretty slow, but there was a steady trickle, I think. There were maybe a couple of spots in the day when there was no one in the hall apart from me and the vendors, but otherwise there were people. I made some sales, which is great. I think everybody else made at least 1 or 2, hopefully more than that. And I've had some really good feedback from the vendors, so I will definitely be doing another one. I'm counting that one a success. I'll definitely be doing another. I think I'm going to do it as long as I can get a venue booked either right at the end of February or right at the beginning of March, in time for like just before Mother's Day here in the UK. I think that would be a good opportunity, a good time of year. I think any earlier than that, people are still recovering from Christmas and don't want to spend money. So yeah, either then or I'll time it for Easter. Maybe I'll do both. I don't know yet. I'm trying to find a bigger vendor. No, a bigger venue. I will get my words straight at some point. I'd like a bigger one so I can get more vendors. I'd also like one that's in a bit more of a well-travelled area. This one was just a touch out of the way, which meant that we did get people, and I think because I'd advertised it quite well, that helped. But we didn't get much in the way of just passing trade, whereas I know of a couple of places where there's going to be people walking past anyway, which would be better. We'll see. I've got one in mind, but they haven't got back to me yet. Bit cross. And so yeah, hopefully they'll come through. If not, I'll have to try and find somewhere else. I don't know where yet, where I live. Yeah, the town centre is great for, well, it's not as good as it used to be, I have to be honest, but it is good for shopping. But there aren't many like event venues that are right in the middle. You kind of have to already know about them, or they're very, very expensive, and I can't spend a lot. I don't have a lot to spend. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see. What else have we been up to? Oh, the day after the market, we had a kid's birthday party to go to. One of Ned's friends from school, which was, okay, it's a lot of waiting around for Kelvin and myself, but we had a good chat with the other parents, and Ned had a great time. It was at a trampoline, I was going to say park, I don't know if that's the right word, because it's indoors. Trampoline space? I don't know. But yeah, it was really great fun. He was absolutely shattered at the end of it. But that's always a good sign. He spent loads of time running around, bouncing around. I think all of the people who I would say are his best friends were there, so he had plenty of people to play with. And they had good food, and the cake was amazing. All handmade by the mum of the boy whose birthday it was. And it was a Minecraft cake. And yeah, it was brilliant. Big square block. So the shape was quite simple, but inside every layer was a different colour. She had loads of decorations on top, and it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What else have I been up to? I know I wrote a couple of other things down. Whether or not I can read this now. A couple of little things. Little things. We got a new sofa. That was, yeah, I'm going to say exciting, because I'm that age when a new sofa is exciting. And, well, we've been waiting for it for a couple of months, so it was nice to have it finally here. And it's a proper grown-up sofa. It's got reclining seats and everything, and it's red. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. Ned's a bit obsessed with the seats. It's a big... Basically we got a new one so that we'd have a bigger one. We had, I think it was technically a 3-seater before, but only flipping just. And Ned is big enough now that we could technically, all three of us, sit on it. 4 if you include Neris. But it was a squeeze. And so Friday film nights were getting a little uncomfortable. All sort of sat on top of each other trying to eat our tea. Didn't really work. Whereas now we have a whole seat to ourselves for each of us. Obviously, most of the time, Ned sits squished right up against me anyway because he likes his cuddles, and that's absolutely fine. I love my cuddles too. But it does mean that on a Friday, when we're having film night and actually eating tea on the sofa, we've got elbow room. Which, yeah, is much, much better. Much better. I'm getting a bit warm, you know. I was cold before, maybe it's because I'm holding a hot drink. Put that down, roll my sleeves up and see if I cool down a little bit. I shouldn't complain, should I? Because I know lots of people are cold at the moment. And downstairs it's chilly, but up here it's nice and cosy at the moment. What else? Monday I had another my words will come back to me in a moment. They'll come back in a moment, they're in there somewhere. Another meeting with the Indie Business Club, Yorkshire Indie Business Club, run by Gemma. We were learning all about ChatGPT, how to use AI to generate content, or at least not necessarily generate it, but tweak it so that, you know, if we're struggling with wording, whatever, it can help us out. Help with ideas of what to post, when to post. It was really interesting. I'm still not 100% sold on it. It freaks me out a bit, if I'm honest. But I've had a play, and yeah, I think it is going to help some of the time, and it's free to use, so even if I don't ever actually use it, it hasn't cost me anything to sign up to it, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, that was a fab meeting, really sociable. We had a lot of chat between us. I met a few new people. I brought some wax melt samples home. I meant to bring them up to show you and I've forgotten, so that's annoying, but I'll try and tag, in fact I'll tag as many people as I can from the business club in the description for this, especially the gentleman called Jacob, who I met. I don't think I've met, he might have been there before, but I've not spoken to him, who is a web developer and is running, what does he call them, website audits at the moment, so I must get in touch with him to help me out with my new website, which I still haven't got up to date. I still haven't got any actual information on it, but that is a job for this week. Possibly after this, we'll see how I feel. At least get some basic information on there and a few pictures. And that's my initial goal. And yeah, links back to Instagram and to my online shop and that sort of thing. Yeah, so that was really good anyway, really fun. Had a good time and actually chatted to some people. It takes me, I have to be in the right mood. I'm not very good at approaching people, but I think now that I do recognise a few faces, it's a bit easier to go, oh, hello, how are you, how you doing, remind me what you do, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I'll get the details of as many people as I can remember from that meeting and tag them down below. Do go and follow them, see what their businesses are all about. They're all Yorkshire based, they're not necessarily Harrogate, but sort of Harrogate, Leeds, York, surrounding area. So obviously support them as much as you can. The only other thing of note, I think, to mention, for now anyway, is it was obviously last weekend and sort of the preceding week was, what's the official term? I can't remember, but I can't remember what the official term for it is these days, but I know it as Baby Loss Awareness Week and then day. I think the 15th was the kind of main day. So you may well have seen my post on Facebook and on Instagram. I didn't really go into any detail this year. I don't know, didn't really feel up to dredging it all up. But yeah, if there's anyone watching this, if you've suffered, suffered it is the right word, anything, any kind of experience around miscarriage or the death of a child, however old, I'm here for you. I've had experience of that myself, and I know plenty of other people who have as well. It's much more common than you might think. It can feel very, very lonely at the time, especially if you're not sure who to talk to. But there's a lot of us out here, and yeah, I'm in a place, I think, where it's not comfortable to talk about. Of course it isn't, but I can talk about it, usually without dissolving into floods of tears straight away. Not that there's anything wrong with crying about it, but it hinders the conversation a bit. And yeah, if you want to reach out, do. You know, I'll, at the least, I can listen. I can't necessarily do much, and I can't understand exactly what every person's going through because every experience is different, but I can lend a sympathetic ear. So anyway, I won't dwell on that anymore because that's not what today's about. Today is just about chatter and about showing you the things I've been making, the things I've been up to. Yeah, hi. Iris has come into the room. You're going to come and see who I'm talking to. You coming up? You coming up? Come on then. Yeah. Oh, that tail in the camera again. Oh, you can just see her head today. I'm sat far enough back that you can actually see her face. Oh, because she's not showing it now. You say hi. Oh, look at the camera. No, you just want to get down. You don't like being picked up, do you? You don't like being picked up. And now you're going to go and stand on my desk and get in the way. That's my drink. Leave it alone. Come on, what are you doing? Up or down? Down? Yeah? Okay. Good girl. Right, I'm just going to grab a quick drink of my trusty honey and lemon before I carry on, because my voice is starting to go already. So, one moment. Right, hopefully I have edited all of that out because you don't want to see me blow my nose and having a coughing fit, do you? What was I going to do? I was going to talk about what's been incoming in the past couple of weeks. I've had a few little bits. The first thing I'm going to show you actually is from the market. Now, this is really bad. One of my vendors who I recruited, and I can't currently remember the business name, but I know I've got it written down somewhere. I will put it in the notes for you. I may even pop it up on the screen. In fact, yes, I will. I will. Bear with me a minute and I shall pop it up on the screen for you. Okay. Yes, so hopefully that should be on the screen now. And I bought this. It's such a lovely, simple idea, but so well executed. It's really, just really neat. It's just a little wooden plaque. I'm going to put it on my craft room door. Can you see? Is it? Yeah, there we go. Does it say, a house is not a home without a cat? Which isn't strictly true, but it is something that I do kind of agree with. Definitely a cat lover. And he's put a hook on the back, so I can just put a little hook on the door and hang it off. And it's just, you know, it's a really plain piece of wood. I think he said, did he say it was a piece of oak? He might have done, it might not be. I'm no good at recognising wood, so I don't know. But it's super simple, and you know, it didn't cost much, but it's such a lovely little thing, and it's a little memento of the market, and it fits me really well. He had loads of them, loads of different sayings. I have bought another one actually for a friend. I won't put it on here because she might see it, and I'm not sure when I'm going to give it to her. But yeah, all kinds of things, from things like this, kind of, you know, large plaques with whole sayings on, to smaller ones with just, I don't know, a couple of words. I can't think of any of them now off the top of my head, but just a couple of words here and there on, or different little pictures and so on. I just thought they were really lovely, and yeah, not expensive at all. So definitely someone to check out if you're looking for, well, this time of year, Christmas presents now, we're getting towards, aren't we? You know, the bigger ones like this will be quite nice just as a small present for someone. The smaller ones were probably maybe half the size, so it'd probably make quite a good stocking filler if you're doing that, if you've got someone who gets a stocking for Christmas. Maybe sign for their bedroom door or something like that. I had to get one. Well, I got two. I wanted to buy something from everyone, but I didn't have enough money. And all the stalls were lovely, but there were quite a few where I wasn't quite sure who I'd buy it for. Obviously I could have bought something for me, but for example there was a lady selling teacup candles, and I love candles, and I know a lot of people who love candles, but I tend to use wax melts at home, and I wasn't sure, I don't know, I just couldn't think of someone off the top of my head who would definitely appreciate it, so I left it for now. But now that I know who she is and what she does, I can go back, and hopefully she'll be at my next market too, so I might buy something for my mum, for example. So next, this is really from last time. I told you, didn't I, last time that I'd forgotten to bring my latest Vicki Brown's mini skein club up to show you, so I've brought it up today. So this is September's. I think October's will be here. What date are we on? Yeah, it'll probably be here in a couple of days actually. I can't get in now. Can't open the box. So hopefully I'll have another one to show you next time. And I will actually get them out of the box this time. I know I don't normally, but I will today. So this is the Mini Skein Club from Vicki Brown Designs. You get 5 mini skeins, and you can choose whether they're 10 or 20 grams. You can choose whether they are DK weight, or I think this is 4-ply, so I've gone for the lighter weight. And you can choose between, I choose the gradient option, as you can tell, and I think the other, I can't remember what it's called now. It might just be called random or something like that, and you'll just get whatever she feels like putting in. And yeah, I paid up front for 12 months, so I can't remember how much it is. But you get a box a month, 5 mini skeins, and this is about enough to make a pair of socks or similar, as I have found out recently because I've been using her yarn. In fact, depending on the sock pattern, it's more than enough. You can make a couple of pairs. But yeah, depending on the pattern. I've been using other boxes to make my Strictly socks, which I will show you in a bit. And it's proper sock yarn, so it is 70% superwash wool, I think. I'll put it in the description because I can't see right now. I think it's 70% wool, superwash wool, and 30% nylon, off the top of my head, but check the notes. I've put it in there. And she has such lovely colours. These go quite well with my jumper actually, these, don't they? Sort of easing from that green to blue. We're kind of in, I don't know, turquoisey colours. You know what my eyes are like. I'm not very good at determining what colour something is these days. But they're really, really lovely. And you might remember me saying originally that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with all this wool. I just bought it because it's pretty. Signed up because it's pretty. But I have decided now they make fab socks, and because of the Strictly sock along, I've discovered a bit of a love. Sorry, this is really loud, really pretty. I've discovered a bit of a love for making socks. So there will be many, many brightly coloured socks in my future. It's great. So that's that. And then the other bit of incoming, you might have seen these on my Instagram. And in fact I did a little video on here on YouTube. I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. I'll start again. You might have seen these on my Instagram, and I did a full unpacking video on my YouTube channel, which is still up. You can go find it. I bought some project bags from another fabulous crochet vlogger, podcaster, whatever we call ourselves, who, along with crocheting, makes the most wonderful bags. Really, really lovely bags. They're beautiful. She does them in all kinds of sizes, all kinds of fabrics, but in one of her more recent podcast episodes she mentioned Halloween fabric, and she showed a few samples, and I was like, well, I have to. If she's got any left, I've got to get those. So I did, and they're all now in use. I'll show you what's inside a couple of them in a minute. But I got this one with little bats on. It's so cute. So guess what's in there? Oh, and I'll show you in a minute, but it fits the theme. And the one with bats, and there's this one which I just started using last night, which is bright orange with little cat faces on it. Again, had to have that, obviously. It's got little Neris faces on it. And again, I'll show you what's in that in a minute. And then this one, what is in this one? Oh yeah, can't really show you what I've made because it's all bagged up from the show, but I'll this one I was making little like spiderweb mandala hangers. I might be able to dig one out actually. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, I'll dig one out in a minute. I'll dig one out in a minute to show you. I'll try and remember. Yeah, this one is pumpkins. You can just see there's little black cats hiding in amongst the pumpkins. It's gorgeous. And they're very, very simple bags. They're just a drawstring with a box bottom, but they're so well made. Really, really beautifully made. Really neat stitching. And they just feel really durable, if you know what I mean. They're going to last a long time. At least I hope they are. It feels like they will. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with them. And you may well order more. Might see if she's got any Christmas ones knocking about. And the fabric is Halloween themed, but I will use these all year round. So they are by, I think her YouTube handle is CraftyCleggCreations. Again, I'll put it in the description so you can go and have a look. She's on Etsy, she's got a podcast on YouTube, and she's on Instagram, so plenty of ways to follow her. And yeah, let's see if I can just, it's not officially in my notes, but let me see if I can dig out one of the spiderweb things that I made from these. Hold on just a sec. Okay, I've done a bit of rummaging. Here we go. Please excuse the price label from the market. But look, I'm really proud of these. I'm going to say I used a pattern. It's, no, it is an official pattern. It's a free pattern. So I'll write that in the comments. No, I won't. I'll put the information in the description for you. My head is just not coming together today. And yet, I thought, little spiderwebs in hoops. I've got plastic spider, the one in the middle, and one just dangling off. Can you see it? You see it just here. So, sorry if you don't like spiders. They are only plastic, I promise. They're not real ones. And I just think they're really pretty. Nobody bought any. But I'll put them up on my website and see. They don't take long to make at all. And yeah, I had fun. I like, well, you know, you've seen before, I like making things in the round. It's not supposed to have 7 spokes. You know, it really doesn't matter, does it? It's a spider web, it's not supposed to be perfectly even. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making them. I like making round things. I don't know why, it just seems to work really well for me. And yeah, had a lot of fun with them. I think I made 4 in the end, but if you wanted a smaller one, a bigger one, a different coloured hoop, one that wasn't white, you know, you name it, I could make a custom one easily. They did not take long at all. So yeah, that's those. Right, moving on. That's covered all the incoming. What else was I going to talk about? Right, next thing I was going to talk about is the Strictly Sock Along, which I mentioned briefly a minute ago. So this is a make along for anyone really who well, any crafter, I suppose, of any kind who could make a sock. So whether that is crochet or knitting or sewing or, I don't know, could you weave a sock? Probably. I'm not an expert in weaving. Any way you can make a sock, you can get involved. You don't have to like Strictly Come Dancing. It did originally start as, well, it runs for the duration of the Strictly Come Dancing competition in the UK. So it's on at the moment, on until, I don't know, the middle of December, something like that. It is run by Ali from Little Drop of Wonderful here on YouTube. He was wonderful. Go and watch her podcast. It's fab. She's got two, in fact. She's got Little Drop of Wonderful, which is a crochet and knitting and crafting podcast, and then she's got, is it This Little Wonderful Life, I think? Yes, which is a daily life one. She's doing Vlogtober on that actually, and I tend to save them up and watch a few at a time, but you can watch every day. I'm babbling now, strictly sock along. And yeah, I knew about it last year and just didn't really have the confidence to get involved, which was silly in hindsight. I should have done. But this year I have fully embraced it. You've already seen 2 pairs of socks that I've made. Did I share them? I have shared them both on here, but they're on Instagram as well. I'm now working on my 3rd, and these I think are my favourite so far. I don't know if it's just because I've had a bit more practice now, or if it's just because the pattern is so wonderful, because it really, really is. The pattern that I'm using is called the Watson Waffle Socks, is that right? Is it Watson? Yeah, Watson Waffle crochet socks from lakesideloops.com. They may well be on Instagram as well. I will find out and add that in. Pop that just there, try not to dip it in my drink. And I am of course using my Vicki Brown sock yarn. This is from the Mini Skein Club from February 2023. Look at the front of that, the lovely waffle pattern. And they're so squishy. They're so squishy, they're going to be so comfortable. And they fit really well. The toes are done, it's also Vicki Brown yarn, but it's from a collection of like a Lucky Dip bag of mini skeins that I bought, and I think that colourway is called, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Zuul, Z-U-U-L. But just, I don't know, the stitch really suits this yarn, and it's making a beautifully squishy sock. The only thing about the pattern is I think the heels are going to be just a tiny bit tight. So if I make another pair, which I probably will because I am loving this, then I might just have to adapt that slightly. But otherwise, they feel like they're fitting really, really well. They're working up reasonably quickly. I think I've done, oh hang on, sorry. I think I've crocheted these across 2 weeks of Strictly. I was working on the socks constantly because I was loving it, but I'm having to discipline myself a bit now because I've got other things to do. So I am only working on my socks while watching Strictly Come Dancing, in between the actual dances, while all the chatting's going on. I do count It Takes Two as watching Strictly, so I've been using that as well. But still, yeah, they've worked up pretty quickly, I think, and I'm really, really loving them. I've just got the cuffs and the heels to do, which I will do in another contrast yarn. Have I got one ready? Or am I just going to have to dig? Can't remember. I don't think I've got any of the same. No, I've run out of the colour for the toe, which is why it's a little bit shorter. No, I haven't got one ready, so I'll have to show you that another time. But yeah, they're really, really pretty. Fitting really well. I love them. So hopefully, well no, by next time I will have them finished, because I'll get them finished this weekend, and then you'll see them on Instagram at some point, and on Ravelry if you're in the Strictly Sock Along chat or Finished Object threads, on Ravelry, then you'll see them on there too. But I shall try and remember to show you them on here next time as well. So that is where I am with socks. And yeah, when I finish that pair, I'll either make another pair of the Watson Waffle, or I'll find another sock pattern and go again. I think that was everything I needed to say about those. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, I've mentioned the yarn and the pattern and everything, so that's good. So, just going to have another quick drink because my voice is going again and my drink's getting cold. So I'm going to drink some now and then I'll show you the next thing. Okie dokie. Told you I'd show you what's in here. This, it fits the theme. The bat theme is carried through to the project. This is something you've seen before, but I have made a lot of progress on it, and it is in fact very nearly finished. I should get it finished this week, I think. So possibly even by the time you see this video. Did I mention I'm recording this on Wednesday? I thought I'd give Wednesdays a try, and then I've got a couple of days to do the editing, so that it can actually be released on a Friday every time, because sometimes I've recorded on a Friday and then been late publishing it because of one thing and another. So yeah, it's Wednesday. I said that, didn't I? Anyway, this is my Batty table runner. Flock of Bats. The pattern for this is by Sixel Design, who you all know is one of my favourites. Favourite designers. The yarn is Hobby Rainbow Cotton 8/4, which is equivalent to sport weight, maybe fingering weight. It's quite fine anyway. And the colours are dark brown for the silhouettes, just because I didn't have any black. And then various shades of green. I think I have mentioned before, really annoyed with myself for this. When I started it last year, for some reason I didn't keep any of the labels for the yarn, so I don't know what any of these greens, the starting greens, I don't know what they are. And then I was going to finish it here, and I got to there and thought, no, it's not wide enough to be a proper table runner, it needs to be wider. So okay, I'll repeat the gradient the other way. But because I didn't keep the labels, I don't know exactly which greens they are, so I can't completely match it. I think it's doing okay, it's not a bad match, but you can tell they're not quite the same. So that strip and that strip should be the identical green, and they're not. I think that and that are pretty close. This edge here and the first one here, they're pretty close. The rest aren't quite right, and it also means I can't tell you which greens I've used because I don't know. I know these ones, but I figure there's no point telling you these ones if I can't tell you these ones. So what I did anyway when I got to here and realised I needed to make it bigger is I just went on to the hobby website and basically bought every shade of green they had in stock. It was quite a big order, just to make sure I got as close as I could, and it's not too bad. You know, it's not a perfect match. It's not a perfect match, but it will do. It's only for us to use at home. You know, it's colourful and Halloweeny all at the same time, which is what counts. It is going to look lovely on our table when I've finished it, especially because our table is a very similar colour to the bats. Actually, it's a dark brown. Just for my key, it's nothing special. So I am pleased with it. I'm just annoyed at myself for not keeping those labels, so I couldn't do a complete match. Although I think what's happened actually is that those original greens, some of them are out of stock now anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to match it. Because this was a project that when I started it I was just finding as many colours that went together as I could from my stash. This was last year, last September probably, and well, whenever Alexis released the pattern, actually I saw it and thought, yep, got to make something with that. And so it was a toss-up between greens or purples, and I had more greens that went together. So yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. I've got mixed feelings about it. I do love it, and I'm going to really enjoy using it, but I am just annoyed at myself. It's something, yeah, it's a mistake I won't make again. Let's put it that way. I've definitely learning curve. But hey, it's lovely, and it will look great on our table. And then I'm gonna get myself into a trap of having to make more table runners, because obviously this is a Halloween one, so I'm gonna have to make a Christmas one now so that I can replace it when this goes in the wash. And then I'll probably want to make a spring one, and then a summer one. So Kelvin's gonna be like, "Oh, what are you doing? Stop covering the house in crochet." To which my response will be, "Well, you married me." Not that I crocheted when we got married, but he knew I was crafty. He's always known I'm crafty. So that's Batty. It's nearly done. I haven't really got any proper finished objects to show you this time. Obviously the spiderweb was finished, but everything else that I've done between now and last time is still all boxed up behind me over there from the market. I've not unpacked any of it, which I need to do because it needs to go on my website, but I'll get to that. So I have one more work in progress to show you. Just find the notes for it. This is something I am making for somebody very special, but I'm not going to tell you who yet. I might one day, I might never. It depends what they think of it. All I'll say for now is that it's someone I don't actually know personally. So yeah, it's a bit of a gamble. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit like, I don't know, it's a step outside of my comfort zone, but I'm going for it, and it's good practice because I'm making a hat. And at this time of year, woolly beanie hats, they're good, aren't they? Everybody, well, not everybody, I don't really wear hats, but lots of people like a winter hat, a nice cosy one. So I am making what I am calling, for this particular version of it, the softest winter beanie, because it is so soft, so soft. I'm about halfway, just short of halfway done at the moment, so this is just the top of the hat. It will look more hat shaped in the end. Look at that yarn, it's all fluffy and gorgeous, a little bit tricky to work with. You can't really see where you're stitching into, but it's so soft, and beautifully soft and gorgeous, and machine washable, which is always important. So this is the yarn. It is Patons Baby Smiles in, what's it called? Oh yeah. Fairytale Cloud in a DK weight. This colour is called Mauve. Is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. I don't know. It is, let me check my notes, it's 100% polyester, machine washable. Each skein is 25 grams, which equates to 85 metres, and I've got 3 skeins, which should be more than enough, especially because I've realised that to do the ribbing at the bottom of the beanie, bottom of the hat, you know, the sort of the brim, I think I'm going to have to hold it with something else, I don't know what yet, or use a different yarn altogether, because I'm not going to be able to see the back loops of the stitches very well, and even if I can and can physically make the ribbing, I don't think it will look great. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with that yet. I will figure something out. Yeah, either I'll hold it with, I don't know, something lace weight maybe, and then it'll thicken it up even just that little bit. I might just have to use a bit of lightweight acrylic, a light DK acrylic, do the ribbing. I want it to be super soft. It needs to be super duper soft. That's why I've used this yarn. So we'll see. Watch this space, because I don't really know how I'm going to tackle that. I might have a go at just doing some ribbing in this and see how it works out. See if I can try it on and show you. Obviously this is, you know, it's not anywhere near finished. There, that's the size of it at the moment. I don't actually know what her head size is, so I'm just making it for my size, and it's more, I don't really mind if she never wears it, if she never uses it. It's more a case of, look, I was thinking of you, I've made you this, if you don't want it, pass it on to somebody else. So I'll show you it again when I finish it, and at some point I might tell you who it's for. I also might not. I just don't know, I haven't decided. You'll have to wait and see. So that's all the crochet. What we're going to talk about next is much less exciting from here on out, of course. What have I written there? Yeah. So, as you know, well, hopefully you know, if you've been here before. If you don't, this will all be new to you. So, most of the time, I set myself goals to complete in between podcasts. So, sorry, my words are all over the place. My brain's just not engaged, is it? What am I trying to say? I set myself goals to complete in between the podcasts. And the last podcast I did, I hadn't done any notes for, so it was all a bit even more chaotic than this one, which is saying something. But I did, after I'd recorded it, set myself some goals. I set quite a few. I have completed precisely one of them. In fairness, I was prepping for the market. I have done other things. It's not like I've been sat on my bum all fortnight. But yeah, the only one I've completed is to work on Batty. But I have at least done that much. And as you can see, I've nearly finished it, so I've obviously done quite a bit on it. So that is my one completed goal. I'm not going to go over all of the other ones that I set, because I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was really working, so I'm binning that. What I am going to tell you is what my new set of goals are. Some of which are the same. In fact, most of which are the same this time. So, we are moving into prepping for Christmas territory now. But first, I want to finish Batty. You've seen it. That shouldn't be a problem. I may even get it finished this week. It's Wednesday now. I might get some done this evening. I don't know. We'll see. But certainly by the next podcast I should have that done. It's very, very nearly finished. And in fact I bet I had to, because the next podcast will be after Halloween. And that needs to go on the table before Halloween. So I'll get that done. What else have I written? I have written that I need to start the baby blanket for my niece, who is due in January. As well as the other things I want to make. I still haven't started anything. Charlotte, my wonderful sister Charlotte, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I haven't forgotten. You know I haven't forgotten. I'm so excited about the baby. I'm really good at procrastinating. But I will start the baby blanket. I have got nothing written down, but I've got plans in my head now for other things I want to make. So I feel like I'm getting there. I need to do some more work on my Christmas jumper. Again, there's a deadline with that one. I was going to do some last night and then I got distracted by the hat. So I need to stop getting distracted and work on that. I need to get all my Halloween themed items into my shop really in the next couple of days so that I can promote them and hopefully people will buy them to go in their houses. I need to edit my website because it's just sat doing me absolutely no good at the moment. So I need to get at least some basic info on there, and I have promised my friend Lindsay I will make a llama toy for a friend of hers who's had a baby. I was drunk when I said it, but I did mean it. I definitely meant it. I love making things for babies. So that's on my list to do. And then I need to revisit and hopefully finish, I don't know where I've put it, else I'd show you, the Peace on Earth wall hanging that I'm making. I have shown it in previous episodes, but it's been a little while. So, in fact, it would have been July, I think, the last time I showed you, maybe the beginning of August, because I started it as part of Christmas in July. And I've not worked on it since, because I've been doing other things. But Christmas is coming, so I need to get that sorted, so that that can go in my shop. Has the heating come back on? Oh, it has. The heating's come on. Have you got your heating on yet? I know it's October and some people don't, but it's been really cold. So, that's that. That's my goals. That's pretty much everything, really. The next podcast I will be recording on the 1st of November, which is slap bang in the middle of half term. I've not planned that very well, but I'm sure I will find time. That will be a Wednesday again, and then I'll release it on the 3rd, which will be the Friday. And yeah, hopefully I'll have lots more to show you that I've actually made, and I'll have some finished things to show you. Christmas prep will be well and truly underway by then, because it will be the 1st of November, so I can officially start doing not just work prep for Christmas, but life prep for Christmas too. Can't put my decorations up until December, Kelvin won't let me, and that's fair enough, but I can start seriously thinking, like writing Christmas cards and making sure I've got presents for everybody. So I'll be all excited and Christmassy feeling. What is upcoming in life? So by the time you see this, I will have been for lunch with a very good friend. That's tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. It's been far too long since I saw her. Oh God, when did I see her? When did I last see her? I'm sure I've seen her this year, but I might not have done. If I did, it was like February, March maybe. Before Easter, I'm certain of it. It's been far too long. I will also have had my COVID vaccination. Please, if you are offered one, go and get yours. It's very, very important still. I know that COVID it's not disappeared, it's still out there, but it's not a big deal in the media or anything anymore. And for the most part, I do feel like that is right. You know, we can't stay in a state of panic all the time because it's never going to completely go away. It's a virus. But it is a really serious virus. I have a good friend who caught COVID a few weeks ago and was really, really ill with it. She recovered very quickly, which is good. But while she was ill with it, you know, it really, really wiped her out. She was pretty much bedridden for a couple of days, and she's a really healthy, active person. So, you know, for it to wipe her out, it must be serious. So, yeah, if you are offered a vaccine, please do get one. If you think you might have COVID, please do test if you can. Isolate as much as possible. All of that. And really do that for anything. To be honest, it's not just COVID, is it? If you've got anything that you think is contagious, just don't go near people if you can help it. I know it's easier said than done, and I'm very privileged in that I can spend most of my time at home. Not everyone can do that, but if you can, do. Anyway, enough preaching. I'll shut up now. What else have we got coming up? Half term's coming up, as I mentioned. Halloween's coming up, so that should be good fun. Need to get some more crafts done with Ned. We've got a few decorations to finish making and put up around the house. Get the Halloween decorations that we've already got out and put those up. And we've got another kid's birthday party this coming weekend. It will be a laser tag party. So Ned is super excited about that. I'm not sure how it works as regards whether we just drop him off and go or whether we stay. I don't know. But hey, it'll be good fun. It's only a couple of hours out of our day, so it's not a big deal. It's not far from where we live actually. And oh, he can't wait. He really can't wait. And I think a lot of the other kids who are going are the same. So it should be a really good day. And that is pretty much it. So I'm going to spend a few minutes in a moment just talking about my physical health, my weight loss. So for those who don't want to know, thanks for joining me this far. Please do go and do whatever you've got planned next. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do like and subscribe and all that stuff. All things that everybody says to you all the time these days. And yeah, what are you up to? Share, comment on this, let me know what's going on. I know I say it every time and it probably sounds really hollow, but I am genuinely interested. I like to know what people are up to. So if you feel like sharing, just drop a comment and we'll have a little chat. Right, for anyone who's left, thank you for tuning in. What am I doing? For staying. Thank you for staying. And for listening to me rabbit on about this bit. I've said it before, I'm sharing this part of my life with you just because it keeps me accountable. That means I do actually keep thinking about it and not just burying my head in the sand like I want to. So I've been trying now for I have been for the last couple of months focusing more on my physical health, on eating a bit better, moving a bit more, hopefully shedding a little bit of weight and gaining strength, generally becoming healthier. And it is working. Very, very slowly, but that in some ways is the best way, because hopefully it will stick then. Hopefully I'm building healthy habits that will help in the long term. So, sorry, got all snotty again. So, there's nothing drastic really to say in that, other than that I've done more walking than usual over the past couple of weeks. So obviously that's helped. And I'm glad I've done that because I haven't really done any other form of exercise. Been letting the side down a bit there. I did do an exercise routine this morning. Just a very, very gentle one to get me back into it, but you know, it's a start. And I've not been overly disciplined with food, but I have just been trying to be a bit more conscious about particularly how much I'm eating, because I do have a tendency to overeat. And also just trying to reduce, not cutting out sugar altogether, but just trying to think, right, that's a really, really high sugar content food. Do I really want to eat it now? And honestly, I love sugary food. I love chocolate and cakes and biscuits and all that. But if I think really consciously about it, more often than not, I'll decide, well, no, because I'll feel rubbish later. So I'm able to either eat less of it or avoid it altogether, which has been really good. And the result of all that is that, see, I I'll weigh myself on a Saturday. So I've not done this week yet, obviously, but last week I lost a pound again, which is really, really good. And that means that since August I've lost 4 pounds in total, which is fab, going in the right direction. That's more than £1 a month, isn't it? So that's fab. So hopefully that will continue. I don't think I've got anything else really to say on that front. No, just that it is going well. And I'm feeling, at the moment, pretty positive about it. Obviously that feeling fluctuates a lot. Some days I feel like I'm doing really well, and other days I just want to sit down and eat chocolate. And it's a struggle. But I'm doing okay. So if you are going through a similar journey, if you've got any tips and tricks to share, or I don't know, success stories, or if you're struggling, again, I really, really do like to know what people are up to. So if you want to share it publicly, drop a comment. If you'd rather keep it just between us, you can always drop me an email or a private message on Instagram. There might be a way to do that on YouTube, but I don't know. I really don't know. And yeah, just good luck with it if you are, because I know how much of a constant struggle it can be. But I'm sure you're doing great. And you know what? If today's a bad day, tomorrow could be better. So let's just keep going. And that's it. I will stop whittering on because it's been an hour. It might not look like an hour when you see this because I'll edit bits out, but I have been chatting for an hour and my throat's going and my lips are very dry. It's a struggle. What else can I say? I think that's it. That's it. So I will love you and leave you, and you will see me next time. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Alright, bye for now.